Hello and welcome, kindred spirits, to your solar eclipse tarot messages and guided messages from the loving universe for the solar eclipse and new moon in Virgo. So let's see what they have for us today. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Thank you for being here. Thank you for choosing to spend time with us. And also, thank you to your guides, my guides, the loving collective, and all the energies that are present here with us today. Before we begin and get into your totem, your crystal, and the card reading, let's tune in a little bit. For those of you who feel called to, you can join me. If you'd like to skip to the tarot reading, the timestamps are down in the description box below. So let's tune in. Take deep breaths. Out slowly in your own natural rhythm. Center your energy in your heart. Feel it opened. Feel it just filling up with love, joy, receptivity. And may our time here together be lighthearted, fun, and, you know, full of gifts of whatever gifts the loving universe would like to share with us today. And remember to trust your intuition, prioritize your direct connection with the loving universe. That is the most accurate compass. The answers are always within. We're here to support each other and share. However, your direct connection is the most precious channel of receiving downloads, understandings, and breakthroughs. Yeah, so honor and respect that. And let's begin and see what they have for you. I feel an energy of excitement though. I don't know if you're excited like for the eclipse, but I feel like there are things in your life that are aligning into place during this eclipse. They're saying multiple things. So take deep breaths while you're going through them. Make sure you're centered in your own energy and make decision one step at a time. Uh, Focus on the things that are kind of, propelling forward in its natural rhythm and be very present at this moment because I feel with your totem too here. Let me show you up close. Oh, she's rolling around. It's almost like you're kind of like twisting and turning in your bed. You're like twisting and turning, and in the quantum field, because it's a lot of energy that are kind of surrounding you, and you just saw a mosquito. I live in a tropical country, so they're kind of everywhere. Mosquitoes are kind of, distractions or little, it kind of drains your blood, right? It can drain your energy when you are in that state. When you are twisting and turning, when you are anxious or feeling the urgency to find a solution. In the quantum space, that energy can be something that actually supports you instead of having it be something that uh, pushes you around in the third dimensional plane. So work with those energies, they're telling me, like the feelings that come up, however you can pinpoint them and identify those feelings, bring those into your meditative space. Bring those into your half asleep, half awake state, or if you're working with dreams, if you're a lucid dreamer, work with it in your dream. They're saying the answers in the subconscious or in the realms of the ether. It is in the it's in the cloud. It's in the cloud, meaning it's in the Akashic field. It is in that shared collective field of information that you can access only when you are in that alpha and beyond brainwave. So alpha, theta, gamma, high gamma, or even some of you, if you're in delta and you are a lucid dreamer, that's your space. So there are things that during this eclipse that are kind of, they're trying to show me, they're very important to you. They're something you hold dear to your heart. And she's kind of, in like she's not wearing any clothes, so it is very like to that bare sense of the bare bone, the bare version of you, like this thing that you've been contemplating, giving lots of thoughts about. It's because it really matters to who you're, just the human self here, without any other external. This is not something that's like, uh, you know, status, materialistic. It is not something that's in kind of those achievement, outer world um, achievements or success or goals. This is something that has to do with your heart, your peace, your serenity as a human being. It's something you hold very dear. And that's why they're saying they understand how it means so much to you that sometimes you hold on to it like so intensely. However, with your pile, the energy that's calling in is to actually hold it in a gentle way. And the way that you can increase this nurturing, this lightheartedness in working with your situation is that meditative space. So, really working with the subconscious and this situation. Uh, they're giving me a picture of someone, like, say this is your frequency and a strand of energy. They're pulling it up and up to kind of detangle whatever has been coiled. So some of you also that Kundalini energy. So that is also a big part of like this lesson, this situation that came in has to do a lot with that rising of your primordial energy at the base of your spine. And for your crystal, this is an obsidian necklace. Let's focus. I hope it focuses. This was a gift from a friend who understood my journey and wanted to kind of give me a piece of her support. It is a stone of protection. It is a stone of, obsidian is also called a stone of truth. But mostly she gave it to me with, that blessings of protection. So I feel like with your pal, they want you to look at this situation as a divine protection. It is a gift from your guides, from your higher self, from the collective. So this, maybe there are also ways where you can work in whichever modality you work with uh your subconscious, the emotions, the thoughts, right? The situation in reframing it as a divine protection, as a gift from your beloved collective to show you the truth or the clarity of something, even though it could feel like a big release, a big uh, heavy energy. However, it is a divine protection. Also, maybe a removal of the sense of attachment or clinging on to something for dear life that so much that it hurts your core being. So, with this energy, I understand that it is not easy. However, they're saying it's their hope. They know that you can transmute this energy as the alchemist that you are, to work with it and to kind of sit with it and allow yourself to go through these emotions. They're also saying they're bestowing protections for you at this time. They are kind of with you, your guides, your collective, your ancestors, your higher self. They are with you to wrap, while you're wrapping, right? To wrap their energies around you and support your ascension process at this time, as well as your spiritual journey. So keep they're trying to give me a word. be aware of the connection. Be aware of the connection, the interconnectivity, and how they are kind of the word is what is that word? They're not just surrounding, they're embracing, you're enveloped in their energy. Yeah, they love you so much that they are kind of protecting you in the quantum field. So they would love for you to visit or enter that space so you can actually sense how much of a divine support that you have at this time. Okay? They're telling me you already know it too. They just want to kind of like say hi and be there for you. If you feel called to meditate, go into that trance like state and work with this energy. All right. Put your stones there, your totem there so you can still see it. Let me take a sip of water before we get into the tarot. Okay. This is the Dreamy Moon Tarot. However, it's like the moon and the sun energy. I know it's a solar eclipse, but yeah, maybe there's a reason. Maybe this is an ongoing thing that has been since the last lunar eclipse. The at the begin the lunar eclipse in Virgo, the last one. Or if you're watching this at some other time, there was something to do with the previous lunar eclipse. I have a reading for the lunar eclipse, so check that out if you feel called to. Maybe there's something in there for you. This one wants to come out. This one wants to come out. Let me try and see if another one just wants to pop out. There we go. Also, I only read uprights. That's how I talk to my guides. So, in case some of you are kind of like curious, there we go. They want some base sign energy right away. Okay, let me pull some more cards. Which deck do you want? That deck or this deck? This one? The other one? Love? Love? I'm talking to my collective. Love, which one do you want? This one. This one? This one? Both? Oh, okay, I get what I mean. Okay, we're using one from the Eclectic Tarot. Because I don't plan. I have the decks around here, but I don't plan. That's why I just flow with the energy. Two? Two came out. There. Okay. Anything else? For now, just this. Okay. Let's look at your baseline energy first. You have the Two of Pentacles. You have the Nine of Swords. Yeah, that twisting and turning energy that we talked about earlier with your totem. With your little gotcha lady just rolling everywhere. All right, yeah, Knight of Wands. Let me also show you your higher path or like your guides. No, Two of Pentacles on top of Two of Pentacles. Yeah, you have two of Stars, which is the Two of Pentacles. The Hermit. Yeah, of course, Hermit energy. You're very aligned though. Even though you come across some things that are heavy and has been revealed approaching like during the time approaching this eclipse, they're telling me it's divine alignment. It is in your recipe. It's in your soul's recipe to do this baking. They're telling me it's almost like it's baking time, like, and the eclipse energy is the great time to do releasing, to do revamping, to do maybe have a little look into the shadow work and have it be re-alchemized. So it's astrologically a very potent time for you to do that. And you have pre-planned this. You are over soul, your higher self pre-planned this very well. Don't know if some of you are returning viewers because it's a very familiar energy with you who watched the previous reading that also had like the world on top of the world. I believe it was the 9-9 Lionsgate portal. If you're back, welcome back. Thank you for being here again. Your energy, I kind of know this alignment, and again, you're aligned again. And if you're new here, you're in your path is you're just at the right place, the right time. Okay, and you kind of know that in a soul level. However, let's just say now, you know it at a soul level, and at the same time, the human self, the thoughts, the logic, it it is natural that it comes up during challenging times where a lot is alchemizing. Because even though, things are being put into place exactly where they're meant to be, there is a certain uh, unsureness or like the nerves. Yeah, the nerves. Deep down, you know that you're meant to be alchemizing and using your fullest potential as the creator of your own reality to manifest the best possible outcome for this renewal, for this new beginning. At the same time, your human self looks at all the pieces, the possibilities, the the framework that you've had and what you've learned as a human, like being integrated here for a while, and that framework, it sometimes bring up the sense of that third dimensional fears, like it's dangerous or the urgency or the risk of things, or like how much you have to, the attention to details, how much you have to calculate a, a plan for this to go well. However, the higher path is like solar plexus energy is the root cause of all this too, and sacral energy. Your intimacy with the divine and the confidence in it, the confidence in that close connection, how much you are supported, how aligned everything is, that things are ready, you are ready, and that the pacing of it is just right as it's meant to be for this new beginning or this renewal. And the confidence and the self-empowerment of knowing that you can break this framework, you can break the old limiting beliefs, what your old personality believed in how how manifestations work, the energy, or like, and how that is reflected in the 3D world, the logical thinking. You may be at a conjunction where you kind of really have to go within and really reflect. Am I approaching this as my old unawakened self who knew nothing about energy and my own power and manifestations and my connection? Or am I approaching this as the alchemist and the creator that I actually am? The magician, the hermit, the inner knower, the wise, accumulated wisdom lifetimes over lifetimes. The balancing you've done, and you did this before. You have the recipe. It is nothing new. It's encoded in your blueprints, it's encoded in your Akashic records. That's why they wanted you to access it. It's encoded in your DNA, your light codes. You have the recipe. You know exactly how to mix, when to initiate, when to bake, when to stir. You know exactly, your soul knows it. And you've already been doing this for a while. It's in your recent past energy. Great job at balancing too. Balancing your um the different way of how you perceive dimensions and the layers of you in the different dimensional planes, and your avatar self here receiving all of those downloads and information through your soul star energy center, the eighth chakra, the eighth energy center. You did this balancing at least like a very consciously since the last blood moon, and it's still like they're telling me what you practice paid off. So whatever you did in that, over that the period of time leading up to this solar eclipse, look at your stance now. You're much more still. You're much more in tune with yourself, in tune with the stars, and you're much more stable. So embody it fully. That inner light. And you have here two cards of like, usually the hermit's on the mountaintop, but this one he's on a cliff. And she's on a cliff. It feels like a big leap, right? On a spiritual level and on the material plane. Your higher self and your avatar self understand this. Like it feels like a big leap because it could require the break and entirely breaking down or eclipsing out the old paradigm of how you used to logically think and logically believe in this world. Solar eclipse, the eclipse of the masculine energy, the the planner, the thinker, the doer, the drive, the empowerment. This is a big shift for both your, for first your masculine, then your feminine energy will support that. Learning also to nurture this new way of embodying a human, being fully human, fully divine, in a balanced masculine and feminine way. It's a big leap. And this was the catalyst, was all these energies, all these uh they're telling me I don't want to use the word challenge, they're telling me uh kind of challenging and difficult circumstances that showed themselves to you, that they are asking you to take the most advantage of this and use it as a gift to ascend. Because once you do, the solution appears. Ascend first, uplift first, raise your consciousness first, anchor in your new confidence, your break through the paradigm, become the new personality. Then you will start seeing why you're about to jump, or like you'll start this jump, this leap will make much more sense to you, and you'll do it with so much joy and so much alignment that it feels like the path of least resistance to you. Let me take a sip of water. They're pointing me to this symbol. It's actually, you have actually the symbol of the partial eclipse. I don't know if you can see it. This is a partial solar eclipse. You may feel discouraged, or you may, it's reflecting that remnant energy of your old doubts, your old disbelief, your old distrust of the path of how energy works, of uh the universal connectedness of all things, it blurs your focus. See, it's not focusing. It blurs your lenses. And even though it seems like a small component, it's actually a pivotal one in resetting your focus again to see the bigger picture in the way that your aligned higher self would see it. Okay? So nothing everything is synchronistic, so I'm working with this camera in a way where how do we reset the focus? There we go. That's the question they want me to ask. How do we reset the focus? And they want to answer it with oracle cards now. So I am going to pick some oracle cards for you. They want this, the Dreamscape Oracle. This one. So some of you, this is something that like the Akashic field, the information, the resetting of your focus to have it be return to clarity again, is within that trance-like state. If it's not lucid dreaming, then it's meditation or your other modalities of accessing that space. Palomino? What is that word? That's a horse though. But what does Palomino mean? Let me read this. There's probably a message in here. Usually I don't read unless I feel called to, but this time, since it's something that I'm also not familiar with, there probably is a message in here for you. You have page 71. Oh, let me check the numbers. 2299. Oh my god. And that's 0 and Knight of Wands. The numerology is very aligned. 111. In terms of, they're giving me like calculated risk, calculation. It's been very precisely and delicately calculated for this to happen at this time. And for you to learn this spiritual lesson, spiritual chapter, to upgrade your energy and upgrade your ability as the manifester, as the creator that you are. So again, regain that sense of, look at all the clouds enveloping, flow. Regain the sense of confidence in flow, that drive, the empowerment at this time that's very important in you propelling things forward or in you moving forward, is checking at each and every step that your balance is, that you're in tune, you feel aligned with the decisions that you're about to make, big or small, and that you feel in flow. If you feel a resistance, slow down and move again when the momentum picks up in flow. Okay? So Palomino, it says, horses are among the longest surviving companions to humanity throughout the ages. They are reliable, loyal, and hardworking creatures often associated with power, speed, and strength. A Palomino refers to a breed of golden horses found in the American West. The majestic white mane and vibrant chestnut coats of the Palomino make them stand out from other horses. They are well known for their unbridled wildness and strength of will. When Palomino comes into your world, it's time to pay attention to your needs, step up to do the work, and get those projects done. Conversely, allow yourself to step out of the stable zone occasion. The Palomino also reminds us to run wild and be free to soak in the warm summer sun while we can. Meaning, of the card is allow yourself to roam free on occasion. It's time to put in the hard work to meet your goals. Mm. Hard work, hard work. I do not align with that. I aligned with inspired actions. I aligned with the path of least resistance. Yes, and that means we take actions only when we are in alignment. Maybe that old framework or limiting beliefs that you know helps you regain focus at this time is the releasing of that belief, that hustle mentality, that you got to work hard, you got to think hard, you got to study, you got to research, you got to do to achieve a certain level of success or find an answer, because they just told us the answers in flow. It's in empowered flow state, inspired flow state. And I feel like the Palomino refers to a breed of gold horses found in the American West. So they're a renowned, like a famous breed of horses known to be extremely precious. So say you may see people in society who's reached that status, fame, popularity, wealth, abundance, success through hustle mentality. That is why your human self at times may doubt the path of flow, of path of least resistance. Look for people that jumped this cliff before, that leaped off this energetic cliff before, and study them. Ones who are in flow, in complete alignment with the universe, and are successful, in whichever aspects of life that you want to be successful in. And try study them, try listen to their podcasts, listen to their interviews, and pick their brains a little. So you can also see more examples of those potentials, the other side of the coin. The who are also Palomino, they're also like, that top 1%, but they operate in a different way. They're a Palomino in flow. Yeah. So they're telling me it's already being like it's gonna come to you with this information. You may see a video, you may see some you may hear a podcast, you may hear a story or read a book of these kind of life. They're telling me it's just gonna pop up in your feed, in your, while you're just having fun. And yeah, if you feel called to it and it feels like the right time, listen to it. There's something in there for you. Okay. Um, and yeah, messages about freedom. So, and also taking time to get out of the stable. So I know that you are working a lot in ascension, and maybe hard work is no longer the way to go in your ascension path. Maybe it's slow, maybe it's fun, maybe it's joy. And the ascension just happens, and you kind of know it inwardly too. It's just like old patterns, old habits. Maybe you've been like going hard at this ascension lifetimes after lifetimes, and this time is different. And like, they say old habits die hard. It's just time for you to break this loop, break this energetic pattern, and start anew as a soul who's on a spiritual journey in complete flow and just fun, joyful, lighthearted. Spiritual ascension, the expansion, can be easy, can be effortless, it can be flowy. Um, and they're telling me it's a new way that your oversoul is like read all the recipes of the past and is kind of reverse engineering all of your past other timeline parallel timelines and experiences, and they're saying, yeah, this one we're going to try this out. We go at it differently. We are eternal anyways. What's the rush? Why not have fun? If we're eternal beings, we are expanding continuously. There's no end to this. Why not have fun? Yeah, and allow yourself to be free. That is the true freedom that your soul is anchoring in. Okay? That is what is going to shift all the focus. They're telling me at the highest level of chunking up, it's your spiritual path. But this same learning will be reflected downwards to all the decision makings in your life, in your career, in your how you care, how you nurture for the people, places, and things in your life. It'll be reflected once the top knot is untied. Everything just like comes loose and it just flows. Okay, so um and if you're that person, someone just not just like, yeah, I'm gonna work hard doing this. That's the thing that you gotta let go of. You're like, oh, I'm gonna focus on this now. Yeah, that's the thing. That's it. That's not the way. What about a different way? What about let it just, untie itself as you're living happily, going out, have fun, enjoy yourself. Maybe the learning and the lesson comes from just you simply going out and having fun with your human experience. Let's see what else they have to share with you. Face your shadow, Lilith. Lilith is coming out quite often lately. Let me also pull another card and we'll talk about it. She just came out in a short reading I did for the lunar eclipse last eclipse. So yeah, with your pal, your energy has a lot to do. It's either an ongoing chapter that was initiated during the last lunar eclipse and is coming towards the entrance of the new you. It's coming in, the gates open. You're kind of walking through it at this time. So Lilith, she's the first woman. She has a lot of, like, her story talks about, one who is fully embodies freedom, walking her own path, being that, embracing the shadow within us, and strength in basically, she was the best, like the most famous story is the strength in standing up for oneself by saying no. By saying no, because it doesn't align with me. No. So at this point, to regain your focus again, one other thing you could do is start saying no a little bit more. Face your shadow. That may be your shadow. Right? The throat energy. When there is wisdom from your downloads, from your intuitive knowing, from your gifts that comes in through your soul star, like the 8th energy center. Wisdom comes in from there. You see it in your third eye, or however you experience it. Can you voice it? Can you say no? Can you say yes to what's aligned, and can you say no to what's not? Because the energy, it's all connected, and you higher heart, right? Your path of service and your heart as well. I'm feeling your energy that is rising. The solar plexus again has a lot to do to support this journey. And why is it so bright? so bright, so bright. Because sometimes when you shine so bright, when you are this bright, that you can barely see, like it's just so bright you can barely look at the thing. Yeah. It- You either you do it anyways, you be yourself, you shine your light. And those who, you know, align with you will understand you, and not everybody has to understand you. Can you accept that? That may be one of your shadows. Can you accept when the inner Noah comes out, when the wise crone energy comes out, the Merlin energy comes out, and you stand in your true power of saying yes and no? That there may be people who don't understand it. Because when you start doing that, because once you're in tune and you're already in this much alignment and flow, this is extremely powerful, like heart based energy. And the access to you, the gate opens to those who are okay with looking at this amount of light. It's card number 28, Master Hilarion and Archangel Raphael. So a lot to do with healing. I am not so familiar with Master Hilarion. I'm sorry if I'm mispronouncing that. Maybe we can, before we leave, read a little bit if it's not too long. Where is the book? What is not here? It's not here. So maybe that's just, yeah, that's probably a sign that you look for this synchronicity on your own. I will also do that because I'm in this classroom with you. So I was also look into that. I know Archangel Raphael is a symbol of healing, an energy of healing. So if this has to do with some sort of healing, physical, mental, emotional, and your modality is different from what what the world is operating in, but you trust and you know completely that it's aligned with you. You know from your primordial compass that it's aligned. Then you do it your own way. Even if it means you have your own ritual, you're doing things that people don't understand through a modality that are not familiar to other people. Even if it's that. But it works for you, it works for you, okay? It's your path. If it works for you, works for you. And look, same woman. Look at her hair. How intimate are you willing to be with yourself? And be very closely listening to yourself and like, who am I today? What do I believe in? And am I like, yeah, I think it's about time I honor that, you know? Embody this new paradigm because that's what you're here to do. Your soul has chosen this path to embody the new way of understanding light and information. This the energy that heals, the infinite love intelligence that heals. You're opening not just gates for yourself in your own healing and the people that you love, and the, some of you it's pets that you're healing, but you're opening gates not just for yourself, but for others to go through. Uh, Someone has to walk past that 4 minute miles, like that breakthrough point for some other people to follow through the same gate. And at this time, for your community, for your surrounding, it's you. For your family, your immediate close circles, it is you who is going to become the evidence, or the example of the limitless possibilities of a human being, and how the connections with the universe helps and supports in healing, and the true human potential in what we actually carry and what we're actually capable of as humans. That's the redefinition that is also happening during this eclipse, I feel, around the world, with all these new healing techniques and things being shared, new research, the amount of information that are coming out that has to do with healing and energy. Um, be resourceful, okay? Whatever works for you, and are opening more possibilities of healing, you can have a mixed model of it all, traditional medicine, energy healing, ayurvedic, ayurveda, herbs, sound healing, somatic releases, trauma healing, therapy. You can have all of it serve you. Be resourceful. And that gate is the new embodiment of, you know, when science meets spirits, and the the emergence of new possibilities in allowing both worlds to collide. Okay? I feel like your guides are stepping back. I feel the collectives are stepping back. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Thank you for being here, and that's today. I'm like, when they're stepping back, I can't talk. I can't talk but yeah, thank you for being here. That's your message for your solar eclipse and new moon in Virgo. If you're watching at some other time, it's a timeless. Most of my readings are timeless anyway, so um I hope that you received, like, I mean, I know that you're receiving the messages that you're meant to receive. And I hope that um, you know that your presence is extremely valued by your collective, your guides, by all of us grid workers, and just, you know, energy conduits of love that are now scattered and spread it out around the world. Thank you for who you are, what you do, and on the light and love that you share into this world in whichever ways that you are embodying that love. Thank you so much. And thank you again for being here. And thank you to your guides, my guides, the collective, for joining us in this reading today. If you like this video, please consider pressing like, subscribe, leaving a comment of, what you're going through. If you found like some synchronicities to be to resonate with you, you leave a comment. It helps a lot with the channel. It helps a lot in us growing the space here. We are quite new to I mean, I've been doing this for a long time on YouTube, but this channel is a new project of mine. So thank you again, and I'll see you again next time. Whenever the universal energy calls for us to be here in Lavaria together. And remember, the universe is by your side, and your soul knows the way. Bye bye.